Oh, hello there, Site 42 staff, as well as those of you from the greater SCP Foundation. Welcome to another field mission with Dr. Sherman, a subsidiary of the Anomalous broadcast from Site 42. Before we begin, Senior Researcher Frogman, Chaos Goblin Dogs, Phantasmic Jenny, Silent Follower, Scarlet Fox, Amber, Devil Elkie, welcome, good to see you in the chat, and thank you for being members. Meanwhile, Babe Saha, Dr. Puppeteer, Ewa Lesniak, and Gary Thompson. Welcome to chat just for being you. Amber, when you wear orange, it throws me off. Orange is a wonderful color to wear. It is not just reserved for D-Class, although at Foundation sites it is strictly reserved for D-Class. I can only wear it during field missions. Anyway, good to see you all in the chat. As always, even when I am in the field, we are still here at Site 42 offering you education on the ins and outs of the SCP Foundation, whether that be the anomalies we contain, the groups of interest who don't like that we do the containing, the illustrious staff that does the containing, or, as is everyone's favorite, hypothetical containment procedures for anomalies that are from other multiverses, other pataphysical narrative levels, i.e. fandoms. This is my first stream. Well, Caswell, welcome. This is Site Director Dr. Theron Sherman. I am here in the field, but I am still taking a time to make sure you guys get your education from our daily streams. The streak continues. Legendary Doge. So how did the meeting go yesterday? The meeting yesterday went just as best as we could. Now, I did not get to meet with my associate face-to-face. That is a very rare thing when we're talking about the political levels that you deal with between the Foundation and its rivals. Instead, I had a Marshall Carter and Dark server slide by the table with a message. And the message from my associate is that I have to deliver the message. I'm not allowed to read it. I'm not allowed to know who it's for. I have to show up at a very specific time and place, and the person the message is for will be there, and then my debt is cleared. That is the terms of the agreement. I don't like it. I'm going to have to stay out in the field for a little while longer because I did intend to get back to Site 42 this weekend, but it looks like one more trip is in the cards. But any opportunity to run into another player in the anomalous scene, never a bad thing. We can get some recon. If you guys are extremely lucky, if we can pull this off, I might be able to get some footage of this anomalous individual, whoever they may be, so that you can get some firsthand knowledge of anomalies in the wild. Susie's Daycare and Ducks Are Cool. Welcome to Site 42 staff. Thank you for subscribing. The desk is active. Good to see you in the chat. My friend finds you thoroughly entertaining. She's looming over my phone right now. Well, intern Faza, tell your friend that I am happy to entertain because entertaining makes the education more palpable, makes it more palatable, I should say. And so, yes, if you're going to learn about the SCP Foundation, entertainment is part of that. A lot of people forget that. People intake information better through entertainment. Have any D classes ever escaped? Star Sillies, it is a very rare scenario. We are a very tightly run organization, usually our sites are buried underground or in other places where it's very difficult to get out, even if you could escape your cell and dodge security and all of the guards and all the anomalies that might be around. It's very rare, if ever. I can't think of an opportunity that has happened. Have you seen any Godzilla movie? If so, which one? And if you have seen multiple, what was your favorite? I have not seen any new Godzilla movies, Big Thermo. Instead, I'm only familiar with some of the classics, the originals. I really need to go see the new ones. I hear great things. Bro got off easy. I'm going to have to travel several thousand miles and mess up my work schedule for the week, but sure, yes, easy. Oh, no espresso lemonade anytime soon? You know, the coffee shop that I went to the other day, they were out of lemonade. I had to get an espresso orange juice, which still good, still citrus. Don't make that face. It's still delicious. You have to try it. If the D classes do well and are well behaved, do they get playtime with SCP-999? Intern Melody, absolutely not. They are convicted criminals or murderers or psychopaths or random homeless people we pick up off the street that we didn't think anyone would miss, and clones. And either way, they are prisoners and test subjects. They are not people. Therefore, no. Oh, reminder that when I'm in the field like this, and I especially don't have my data pad, I can't see donations that are under $5 very easily. I have to go to another menu. So just keep in mind, if you donate under $5, I will still get to it. It just might take me a minute to notice it and remind me if it happens and I don't get to it quickly. Keep it honest. Faza, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Grab yourself a taquito on your way past the commissary. Orange Cloud, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Grab yourself some chicken and waffles on your way past the commissary. Are you in a police station? I am not in a police station. I had to commandeer a location in a local library. And by the way, in case you ever need a place to have a teleconference, free meeting rooms at your local libraries. They're an invaluable resource. You can rent movies from the local library. Libraries are cool, just in case you didn't know that. Check out your local library. You might see some services you weren't expecting, and very cost effectively as well. I like your blue hair. Well, thank you, Tommy. I also like how it came out. Jonathan, thank you for your first donation to today's stream, as well as being a member. Grab yourself some chili on your way past the commissary. This is my message to my master. This is a fight you cannot win. I feel the past your great disasters, their victory stirs below your skin. This is my message to my master. This is a fight you cannot win. I feel the past your great disasters, that victory stirs below your skin. And it almost worked as lyrics. I need to workshop that a little bit. But I don't like ominous possession of void entities in my chat. Can we clear up that a little bit? Do you need security to help you? Hey Doc, I found another bear. Oh geez. Intern Smith, are you doubling with the UIU now? Why? What information do we need from the UI useless? I mean, I guess there's some intelligence we can get there about the actions of the United States government, as chaotic as that is, so... Okay, fine. Hey, Doc, I found another bear, but it seemed to be made of a patchwork. It also made a new organ out of fabric. I get a feeling this is one of yours, so we're bringing it back. 2295, the bear with a heart of patchwork. Yes, that is a wonderful anomaly. Very cute, very good anomaly. Yes, we would like to have that in containment properly. It should not be running around. Do you like planes? Intern Dutch, I am plane neutral. I don't really care about them one way or the other, except for a mode of transportation. Although I do find it very frustrating that there are so many terrible flight-related disasters going on as I'm doing flights. It's a little stressful to think about, to be honest. What is the strongest SCP? Derbroto. Very easy answer. SCP-6101. If you read its description on the database, the first line is SCP-6101 is the strongest SCP. Doesn't get clearer than that. Slime Kids and Elena, welcome to Site 42 staff. Thank you for subscribing. Do you like the plague? SCP-035. Who gave you a body, let alone a cell phone, to talk in this chat with? A, I don't like the plague. B, I don't like germs. C, I don't like the plague doctor, your buddy slash frenemy slash situationship. So none of the above. Mesley Matt, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Grab yourself a cinnamon bun on your way past the commissary. I can rewrite atoms and know you won't catch me. Will we not? Are you sure? The organization whose entire thing is securing, containing, and protecting, we're not gonna catch you? Cute. What happens when SCP-076 breaches? Well, it's a very, if you look at the SCP-076 codename Able documentation, it gives you a pretty solid scenario of what happens because Able wakes up in the sarcophagus. Now remember, the sarcophagus is SCP-076. Able is 06-1. Able itself is SCP-076-2. And so when Able regenerates in the sarcophagus opens, and then Able comes out, swords blazing, trying to murk everybody. And the security teams have to do their best to put the bastard down so that we have a little bit of a break before Able wakes up in the sarcophagus and we do it all again. It is very frustrating, but we do our best. Can you tell us who is all in the O5 Council? Intern Bushy? No, that's above your pay grade. What happened to the Spider Moon? Well, Intern Legs, I blew it up. We used the on-moon site nukes, but to make sure that we were able to keep the veil, we had a Agent Link net us a new moon from the land of Termina. And so it was just a quick swap. No one noticed a thing. Speaking of libraries, the Wanderer's Library is outside of time, right? How do you return a book on time if the library is outside of time? Intern Silly Boy, that is a great question, and it's something I'm not quite familiar with how it works. As far as I know, the library still has some concept of time. I mean, you're not just frozen if you go there. Extra spatially, extra temporally. I will need to look more at the database on what, little information we have about the library on the SCP database. It's not as if the Serpent Hand are particularly friendly in sharing information. But I'm very interested in what you've got there, so I'm going to have to look that up. I'll find out more later. Good question. Do you like SCP-4992? Intern Onion Man. Because I'm in the field and I don't have my data pad, I don't know every anomaly by heart, and 4992, I don't know what that is just by number alone. Will SCP-096 still kill you if you are in another galaxy? Well, intern Store, the answer is if it can get to you. Now, it's going to try and find a way, and if there happen to be any portals or wormholes to get it to your location faster, it will certainly sense those as the most direct route to you and come through them to get you. So, I mean, just don't look at the pictures. You'll be fine. Otherwise, I would say good luck, but you don't have any if you saw the pictures. Nix, thank you for your 2-month member message. Thank you for being a level 1 researcher here. We appreciate your membership and your service. Have not been here for a while now. Hello. Well, hello to you. The streak continues. We are 3.5 months into daily streams, and we can't stop, won't stop. The streak lives on. Dr. Sherman, the trees won't scream. What do I do? There's only one tree that doesn't scream. That's SCP-4521. Otherwise, every tree naturally screams. Just break its branch, or, pull some leaves off it. Break a flower. Trees scream. That's just regular science. This is not anomalous science. So, yes, you must not be trying hard enough. And tune your frequency, tune your microphones to the right frequencies. They might be screaming, but you just don't have the listening device set to the right frequency. That happens all the time. What is the Chaos Insurgency? Intern Centauran. The Chaos Insurgency is a treasonous, traitorous mobile task force of the Foundation that fell in with some artificial intelligence and some blah-de-blah that they decided they're going to turn on the Foundation, try to free the anomalies, X, Y, and Z. It's a silly, stupid group who had a bad idea. Now, the funny thing, at least if you read the Chaos Insurgency hub on the SCP database, is it was a false flag operation at first. They were pretending to turn traitorous, and then just turn traitorous. You were supposed to fake it. You have absolutely failed at your cause. You weren't supposed to do it for real. The Silver Light Show and Cat. Welcome to Site 42 staff. Thank you for subscribing. Mesley, thank you for donating again. I stole someone's access card. Why would you need that if you can rewrite atoms? Perhaps you are over-exaggerating your abilities to intimidate us? We do not intimidate so easily. Jonathan, thank you for donating again. Anyways, Dr. Sherman, I've been working on a side project codenamed Put a Gao 8 Avenger inside a robot T-Rex. Might help with our lizard problem. So you want to have a robot lizard fight a lizard. You just want to do Mecha Godzilla versus Godzilla. We know how that turned out. Not well. Mobile Task Force Captain Hikari, thank you for your 2-month member message. Thank you for your service and your membership. Dr. Sherman, I am in the field and I am tracking a new anomaly to my city's pool, sir. I am also chugging a Monster energy drink. You must stay alert in the field. Caffeine is a blessing. Meanwhile, an anomaly at the pool, eh? Perhaps a merman? Perhaps a mermundo? Interesting. Keep me abreast of the situation. What do you think of the GOC? Intern Random? They're a bunch of gawk suckers. GOC suckers. Idiots. Think of the chair. Idiots. Little late, but I made it. Could a quick recap work? This message seems important. Okay, we're about halfway through the stream, just about, and our situation is thusly. As you saw, I had a nice attempted meeting at the Marshall Carter and Dark facility yesterday. In that space, I was not able to meet my associate. You don't really meet your associates. You meet through handlers and intermediaries. And this particular intermediary handed me the message. Now the message, to fulfill my debt for the save the other night, I have to travel to a set location at a set time, and I am not allowed to know what the message is. I'm not allowed to know who the message is for. All I know is I show up at the spot as the delivery boy, and the recipient will be there. It's always that way with these anomalous message passings. So we will find out at the rendezvous what the hell's going on. Is this a prison stream? Hi, bye, I'm in a library. It's a prison? It doesn't look like a prison. You're letting your imaginations get away from you, a very dangerous thing for SCP researchers to do. There's a spider on the wall behind you. Excuse me? Excuse me? Where? What? That's not a spider, it's a crack in the wall. It's not a spider, it's just a crack in the wall. Don't scare me like that. Agent Starbricks, thank you for your first donation to today's stream as well as being a member. Grab yourself a bacon cheeseburger on your way past the commissary. What do you think of the UAC from Doom? Couldn't even contain one little spatial anomaly to hell? Not even that? Need to be saved by one big goon? In the previous sense that goon means a big muscle tough guy, not the current meaning of goon. I obviously don't mean the current meaning of goon. Hashtag annoyed and asexual. Husam Rafa, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Grab yourself some chicken wings on your way past the commissary. Would SCP work with plumbers from Ben 10? I don't remember the plumbers from Ben 10, but if they contain anomalies, then I'm all about it. If they want anything except for containing anomalies, I'm probably not a fan. Shadow Dragon, Pump King, Nico Ramen, welcome to Site 42 staff. Thank you for subscribing. What's your opinion of I'm pretty sure SCP-096? Intern Gerd, what is my opinion of the Shy Guy? Needs to get some self-esteem so it stops trying to gank everyone who sees its face. That is, all of you need to work on your self-esteem if that's your scenario. Just, you're better than you think you are. Yeah, I believe in you. And your face is nice, unique, and nice. Come on, Shy Guy, get it together. Are you aware of the existence of Urban Shade? If so, what is your opinion on how they operate? Well, first of all, Urban Shade, that's your organization name? Terrible. That doesn't mean anything. Now, the Foundation, that is a vague, semi-scary organization name. And by the way, did you know that we're not called the SCP Foundation? That is a misnomer. In the SCP database, we are just called the Foundation. Everyone knows about the Foundation, but we're not the SCP Foundation. The SCP Foundation is what people started calling it offline, because then the Foundation doesn't mean enough and no one knows what it is. But yes, SCPs are what the Foundation contains. And enough people casually call us the SCP Foundation that I guess it sticks, but it's just, it's not proper. Dr. Sherman, are there any anomalous libraries? Intern Kinbo, I cannot tell you that right now because I am in the field and I don't have my data pad. But if you go to the SCP database and you click in the top right corner where it says search, you can search the keyword libraries and you will probably find something. I mean, there's obviously the Wanderer's Library, the Extra Spatial Anomaly Library with all the knowledge in the known universe, yada, 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 home base to the Serpent's Hand. There's at least that one. And I do know about Mobile Task Force Kappa 5, I believe, codename Haughty Librarians. And their job is to wrangle anomalies that are found in libraries. So not necessarily that the library is anomalous, but anomalies that are found in libraries, they take care of them. Oh, I love going to the Wanderer's Library to show respect and you can read anything you want. Well, isn't that nice for you? Because when you're a member of the Foundation and they call you a jailer and they see you coming and they shut the door and they kick you out and they chase you out with dragon's fire, then maybe it's not such a good time to go to the Wanderer's Library, despite the fact that there is infinite knowledge, all the knowledge of the known universe just waiting there. They won't let me in and they keep moving the doors so I can't sneak in. It's a rude, I tell you. It's a rude. Dr. Ledoux, thank you for your first donation to today's stream, as well as being a member. Grab yourself a chicken cordon bleu on your way past the commissary. Have you ever looked into SCP-2602, which used to be a library? It's an anomaly that used to be a library, which may be because it used to be a library. I have not heard about SCP-2602, which used to be a library, in a very long time. It is quite the interesting anomaly in that it used to be a library. But I have not been there in the time after it used to be a library. Hussam, thank you for donating again. In Ben 10, can scan DNA to transform SCP-682 Ben. In Ben 10, Ben can scan DNA to transform SCP-682 Ben. So are you saying that Ben is going to scan 682 and become 682? Is that what you're saying? That seems to be the most likely hypothesis, because I don't think Ben 10's Omnitrix can turn other things into things. Not from memory. I never actually watched that show. Everything I've learned through cultural osmosis. But I think it can only transform Ben himself, meaning that, well, long story short, I don't want a second 682, even if it is Ben in control of it. So let's just not test this, please. Hello, Dr. Sherman and the folk of the Foundation. It is a pleasure to be able to communicate with you again this wonderful day. Tom Katz, are you not a member of the Foundation? Are you not a staff member? Or are you just saying it like, oh, to the rest of the Foundation? Because this is supposed to be a secured line. You're not supposed to be, wait, you might be in a broken masquerade universe. Oh, in that case, I should be in PR mode. Darn, casual close. Hi there. I hope you're enjoying a safe world because of the work of the Foundation, and I'm glad you're enjoying my education into the anomalies that we deal with. Dr. Sherman, can I use the gender-switching stone? I'm a trans guy. Well, intern Astro, what you're going to have to do is go to your on-site therapist, fill out the proper paperwork, dot your T's and cross your I's. That way, you are able to use SCP-113, the gender-switching stone, once it comes around on rotation. It's all in the documentation for your Foundation medical insurance plan. Read up. Faza, thank you for donating again. Have you ever read a Camus book before? Love ya. I have not read a full book of Camus, although I am familiar with the philosophy of absurdism. One must imagine Sisyphus happy, all of that. It's not a bad way to deal with the crushing existential crisis that is living, especially in our current day and age. Dr. Sherman, what's your opinion on the dinosaurs being made at InGen and the hybrids they're making? Does it concern you? Intern Jim Bob, everything InGen does concerns me because they are ridiculously irresponsible all the time. Do you know how many breaches of containment they've had? Now, it's a bit of a line where, okay, well, they are real dinosaurs, and so are they actually anomalous if they're just being reproduced naturally using cloning? But is the cloning technology anomalous? And they are making hybrids, which are not natural, therefore they are anomalous, but it is done by science, which we have to decide if the science is anomalous or non-anomalous, and now I've gone cross-eyed. InGen's a lot to deal with, not my department, thankfully. Dr. Sherman, what do you think of the Church of the Broken God? Every group of interest frustrate me because they make my job harder. It's that easy. You could just take that answer. What time is it for you? Intern Twin-Faced. I'm currently located in the Eastern American time zone. It is currently 5:37 p.m. And time check, we are at the 30-minute mark, which means we are in the last 5 to 10 to 15 minutes of this stream. We got to wrap up soon. I'm going to run out of time on this teleconference room. So get your last questions in as you can. I will try to answer as much as I can before our time's up. Hot Rod and Hunter, welcome to Site 42 staff. Thank you for subscribing. Who is the real SCP-001? You don't have a high enough classification to know. Dr. Sherman, do you think Epsilon 6 can capture a predator? So the predator alien species, I forget their technical term, but you all know, alien versus predators, the xenomorphs, and whatever they're called. I would be shocked if our team lost a battle to them, because yes, they are apex predators, AYZ, but end of the day, our team is used to dealing with anomalous threats. And yes, okay, they can turn a little invisible. We have ways to deal with that. They have advanced weaponry, so do we. A team of our mobile task force guys, I think, could handle one predator. Nix, thank you for your first donation to today's stream, as well as your continued membership. Grab yourself a coffee cake on your way past the commissary. O5 keeps giving me gun privileges as doctor. Help. If the O5 is specifically ordering you to carry a sidearm, you probably need it. Go down to the range if you're not comfortable with it. Get your practice in. Are creepypastas SCPs? Intern Lambo, the rule is very simple. If it is on the SCP database as an SCP article, it is an SCP. If it's on the SCP database, but it's being held by another group of interest, like the Global Occult Coalition, for instance, then it is not an SCP, but it is canon to the SCP universe. It's still anomalous, just not specifically an SCP, because an SCP has to be an SCP article. And that goes for other hypothetical anomalies found off the wiki in different pataphysical narrative levels or multiverse. For instance, the works of Trevor Henderson. They are anomalous, but they are not canon to the SCP universe because they're not on the SCP database, and they're certainly not SCPs because not only are they not on the SCP database, but they are not SCP articles. You get the distinction? Salmon Smoked, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Grab yourself some capers on your way past the commissary. If the Foundation could swap the spider moon out for a regular moon, why not do it for when day breaks too? Well, the spider moon didn't turn 99% of humanity into flesh monsters, which certainly slowed down our working capabilities. Come on, common sense. Dr. Sherman, what is your favorite SCP? Dr. Udelheim, I am going to end this stream in about 10 minutes, and at that point, as I do at the end of every stream, I'll tell you my favorite SCPs. That's just an end of stream tradition we have. If you want to cheat and go back to a previous stream, you could see it at the end there too, because again, it's a tradition for the end of stream. Is it possible to make your own SCP? Don't make your own SCP. We already have too many SCPs to contain. It's very resource intensive. It would be a lot of paperwork. Don't make anomalies. Don't make our lives harder than they already are. We are supposed to secure, contain, and protect. We are not supposed to make new shiny anomalies to cause more problems. Don't do it. Now, regular Sherman is talking to me from the higher narrative level, pataphysically, and would like me to inform you that if you want to write your own SCP document for the creative writing community known as the SCP Wiki, then you can go to their main homepage on scpwiki.wiki.com. And in the top left corner, there is a guide for beginners, a how to join, writing guides for writing SCPs. All that information is there for you to learn. So if you want to write SCPs, that's the way to do it. Hate when he does that. How do I become a researcher for the Foundation? Does anyone know? Well, Hot Rod, you get hired if you are the best of the best of the best, sir, just like they say in the Men in Black films, which are obviously inspired meta-narratively by our SCP Foundation work. So, and just ignore the fact that the movies came out first. That's just a temporal anomaly. Don't worry about it. So as I was saying, to work for the Foundation, we find you. So all you got to do is excel in your field of study, and you would be shocked how varied the field of studies can be. Yes, we need scientists, but did you know the Foundation has a theater department? SCP-1417-J tells you about the SCP Foundation's theater department and various courses they have, because sometimes, to contain anomalies, we have to be a little theatrical. Rebel Commander, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Grab yourself some Bothan jerky on your way past the commissary. I discovered Anomalous group of interest, Anomalous sport. Wait, I meant Bantha. I meant Bantha jerky, not Bothan jerky. Oh no, is that how the many Bothans died? Oh no, I meant Bantha. Please, Bantha jerky. My bad, my bad, my bad, my bad. Don't eat people. Cannibalism is wrong. I discovered Anomalous group of interest, Anomalous Sports League. Which sport? Is it an anomalous sport or is it a regular sport with anomalies playing? I need more details. Cursed Traveler, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Grab yourself a hot pickle on your way past the commissary. You're destined to lose one of a pair that is a necessity for your existence and never find it again. Vague. One of a pair of what? Pray tell. And when you say necessity for my existence, is that for life? Is that for extra universal talk? Are we going to have some sort of narrative collapse? Yes, also want more information on these vague prophetic threats. Would cryptids be anomalies? 99% of the time, yes. And I mean, hey, some of them are SCPs. I know we contain SCP-1000, which is the race of Bigfoots, and we contain the Mothman as well. Or we contain the Mothman informationally, because we do not have the Mothman in a box. Rebel Commander, thank you for donating again. New sport, anomalous rules and anomalies as players. Well, is it hidden by the veil properly? Would they be able to make sure that civilians don't see it? Would they let us come watch? Could be fun. And hey, maybe we can contain some of them at the time. Bonus. Cursed Traveler, thank you for donating again, just to threateningly smile at me. Great. We stan Lillian. We anti-stan Burns. Listen, all my homies hate Dr. Christopher Burns. That's just a fact of life. Anybody who's read SCP-8980 hates Dr. Christopher Burns. That guy sucks. Rebel Commander, thank you for donating again. They're trying to sell tickets to civilians. Well, then we need to crush them. They are not supposed to be breaking the veil. This is the same problem as Herman Fuller's Circus of the Disquieting. So I want you to start a report. I want you to file the Anomalous Sports League. We need to find a way to handle this the same way we handle Herman Fuller's Circus of the Disquieting. Now, of course, we can't fully contain Herman Fuller's either, but there got to be a way. Especially sports teams usually have stationary stadiums, which would make it easier to contain than a traveling circus. Get me details. I want to know. Stitch VR, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Grab yourself a churro on your way past the commissary. What happens if SCP-138 and SCP-096 were in the room? 138, I don't know what that is by the top of my head, unfortunately. Desk is telling me in the back channels it's a mummy. I don't know what the mummy's anomaly is, though. And so, at least while I am here, I could not tell you exactly what that would do. I mean, putting anything in a room with 096 is a bad time, so not a fan. Does God know what SCP-005 look like? Well, first of all, it depends on what you're calling God here, because I will place my bet that SCP-5320, our long and merciful God, the infinite fish that just goes on forever, praise its infinitude, probably does not know what 055 looks like. It's just the longest of the long boys. Meanwhile, Vor Jesus, SCP-5991, doesn't have eyeballs. I don't know if you knew that, but Vor Jesus doesn't have any facial features except its face, except its mouth, which its jaw can unhinge when it eats you. So, there is that. Uber driver Jesus could know what 55 looks like. That would be SCP-029-J. Bread Jesus has come back and forth so many times, but usually it just stays out in the field gathering worshipers. So I doubt that Bread Jesus would know what 055 looks like. Bread Jesus is 3305, in case you didn't know. And then Milk Jesus, SCP-6542, tends to stay in its milk dimension. So I doubt that 6542 knows what 055 looks like. So of the gods that I know about, now, if you're thinking 343, that's not God. That's a reality bender with delusions of grandeur. Don't even fret about that one. Their stadiums are anomalous. Keep changing locations. Rebel Commander, I was afraid you were going to tell me that. Okay, that is very frustrating to try and contain, but yes, keep giving me intel, and we will get what we need. Site42 staff, right as we come toward the end of stream, I want to congratulate you. You got the likes to match the view count perfectly. Snaps for your achievement. Mobile Task Force Site42, codename Sigma Boosters, cannot be stopped. Let me make sure there aren't any small donos that I missed. Thanks to our field chat, it looks like we're in the clear. Back from eating Anomalous pizza. Sucks I missed most of this. Well, Researcher Void L, it will be on the playlist. The VOD will be there for your watch back. Chris the Direwolf Boy, thank you for your 2-month member message as a Mobile Task Force Captain. We appreciate your membership and your service. I stole Gundams from the Gundam universes. That must have been a very long-term plan, because you can only pilot one Gundam at a time. This must have been a very long-term mission. We'll have to do some study on their technology, compare it to the Dragon Slayer. Dr. Sherman, do you know Heathers? If yes, what's your favorite song from it? Unfortunately, I am not familiar with Heathers. That is outside of my musical theater knowledge, although I hear it's quite good, so it is something I'd be interested in checking out at some point. Why don't you just have an SCP attack the tree to make it scream? Intern introvert, which SCP do you suggest? Because we've already hit SCP-4521 with many, many things, and none of them have made it scream. So, what do you have in mind? What happens if SCP-096 Shy Guy gets broadcasted on accident? Well, then a lot of people will see its face. And then the very predictable next thing will happen. Did you really need me to answer that? If you work for the Foundation, you should be a little cleverer than this. You gotta use your logical thinking skills, critical thinking, cause and effect. Thing 096 face broadcast, seen by people, people die. That is that. Am I taking crazy pills, or is that too complicated of a chain of events? Rebel Commander, thank you for donating again. They say we'll stop with civilians if not shut down. Oh, are they negotiating already? If they're not going to sell to civilians, maybe we can talk. Get me a meeting with the head of their league, I guess, and we'll see what we can negotiate. This sounds like a good start, at least. We could use diplomacy here. You look ill, Dr. Sherman. When have you last seen the sun? It is beautiful after all. I'm not falling for that, flesh monster. I'm not falling for that. And you can't have my tree fitty either. All right, and that brings us to the end of today's stream, or it would if Chris didn't donate again. Thank you, Chris the Dire Wolf Boy, for your first donation to today's stream, as well as your membership. Thank you. Be sure to grab yourself a hot link on your way past the commissary. It was easy. I used the mech transport vehicles to do it, and autopilot programs. All right, well, I saw someone in the chat saying you should give the Gundams back, but I do not like giving away advanced technology if I don't have to, so let's do some research. What's the worst that could happen? So, at the end of every stream, I tell you my favorite SCPs. Now, not the SCPs I wrote. I'm not going to say those because that would be cheating. Of course, I love my SCPs, and hey, if you want to read the SCPs I wrote, you can go to the Sherm's author page and Site42 Hub on the SCP Wiki. There, you can read all my SCPs, and there are also some links there, some interesting links, some interesting support links for the channel. You could become a Patreon patron or a YouTube channel member if you want to donate to Site42 monthly. You could do a YouTube super chat or a Ko-Fi donation if you want to donate once at a time. Either way, financially helping Site42, we greatly appreciate it. It helps me keep the moderators and the editors running. On top of which, even if you can't donate because you're part of the broke gang, we understand that. We've all been there, especially us artists. And so as long as you are here in the YouTube chat, liking, sharing, subscribing, watching the videos, then you are a member of Mobile Task Force Sci-42, codename the Signal Boosters. And your engagement helps us game the algorithm to pull people into the SCP fandom kicking and screaming. And once we have amassed enough viewers, we will do what we can as a mobile task force to support the SCP Wiki and its authors and artists and game devs and filmmakers so we get more cool SCP content. Doesn't that sound great? I think it does, and that's why Mobile Task Force Sci-42, I salute you, Signal Boosters. Now, my favorite SCPs in no particular order are SCP-3999, SCP-3043, SCP-008-J, SCP-Spooky-J, SCP-5031, SCP-5175, SCP-5320, and SCP-8980. Content warning for that last one. It's a rough read. All my homies hate Dr. Christopher Burns. Speed round 3999-304-3008-J, Spooky-J, 5031-5175-5320, and 8980. Much obliged, everyone who is here in today's stream. I hope you had fun. I hope you learned something. Be safe, be well, and as always, secure, contain, protect. I'll see you in the next video and or stream. Are you listening? Oh, sing it back. Whoa. Straight from your tether, unwind. Your tether, unwind. Oh, oh. Up and upward to bind. Upward to bind. Oh, oh, oh. I was singing free. Whoa. With a little sweet and simple hug in me. What a dizzy dance. Whoa. The sweetness will not be concerned with me. The credit song is The Sweetness by Jimmy Eat World. Farewell, Site 42 fam.